On the wedding day, the fiancée I had been thinking about was replaced. She was swapped from my sister Olivia Taylor to her younger sister Sophia Taylor. In my previous life, I collapsed emotionally and ran away from the scene to find Olivia Taylor at all costs. But she was at a bar having a runaway wedding party with someone else. Seeing me, she casually raised her eyes and said, "You ditched your bride to come chase another woman. Aren't you ashamed?" This time, I took the initiative, slipped my arm through Sophia Taylor's, and gracefully completed the entire wedding ceremony. I didn't give Olivia Taylor so much as a glance. A few days before the wedding, my rival Lucas Brown pulled me into a group chat. Everyone in the group are Olivia Taylor's friends. They kept sending messages, never mentioning my name, but always targeting me. How should we help Sister Olivia? That man is determined to marry her. He's already been caught sharing a room with that crazy girl Sophia. Filthy on him. How does he have the nerve to beg Sister Olivia for forgiveness? Marry him? That's hilarious. Sister Olivia has money and looks. Plenty of young men like her. He's old and dirty, and he actually dares to think he can marry Olivia? You've got to screw loose. Don't even consider whether you're worthy. Messages kept popping up in the group chat one after another. I pressed my lips together. They were so cruel in the way they spoke. I held my breath, staring at the screen without letting go. Olivia Taylor is in the group. She saw the message her friend sent. Would she speak up for me? After waiting for hours, my eyes stung. I checked the clock. By now, Olivia Taylor should have seen the group's messages, yet from beginning to end, she never stopped those friends from insulting me. I gave a bitter smile. True, they weren't insulting the wrong person. I was exactly the kind of man who, just days before his wedding, had an entanglement with his fiancée's younger sister. Anyone who heard it would have wanted to spit in my face. Just then, Lucas Brown sent a message. He said, "See, no one is blessing you too. Since you're already entangled with Sophia, stop dragging Olivia down, okay? If you have any conscience left, you'd better get out of her life now." I punched the wall, my eyes burning with hatred. It clearly shouldn't have happened like this. Olivia Taylor and I were already about to get married. Unfortunately, that kind of thing happened. At the engagement party a little over a month ago, I was drugged and, woozy, was helped into a room. Before going in, I specifically confirmed that I was entering the room I had booked in advance. When I woke up the next day, there was a strange woman in the quilt. She had a familiar face, not my fiancée Olivia Taylor, but her sister Sophia Taylor. Sophia Taylor has a sullen, sharp temperament, the polar opposite of the cheerful, easygoing Olivia Taylor. I don't really like her, yet something like this happened between us. Panicked and without thinking, I fell off the bed. Before long, I was supposed to marry the woman I love. I couldn't accept betraying Olivia Taylor at this moment. Sophia Taylor was still asleep. I hastily threw on a few clothes and ran out the door. But at that moment, the door suddenly burst open. Olivia Taylor stood at the doorway with a group of people, expressionless as she stared at me coldly. The people behind her looked at the scene with contempt in their eyes. I stammered incoherently as I tried to explain to her. "It's not what you think. I didn't do anything to betray you. I don't know why this happened. I don't know. Believe me, believe me." Olivia Taylor's disappointed look was as heavy as 1,000 weights, nearly crushing me. After a long moment, she sighed. "Let's call off the engagement. I can't accept this." She lowered her eyes, her whole body aching from the double betrayal by family and lover. "You like my sister, don't you? That's why you were willing to, at our engagement banquet. If that's the case, the wedding we prepared for a month from now can be yours. As Sophia's sister, I wish you both happiness. I will not accept losing the person I love in a vague, unexplained way." She didn't want to see me, so day and night I never rested, abandoning all work to block her doorway and her office entrance. In front of passersby, I dropped to my knees and begged, "Do whatever you want with me. Just don't give up on me, please." I crawled on my knees to her and reached for her hand. Slap after slap, I struck my own face hard. "Hit me, scold me, do whatever you want. It's my fault. You can beat me to death. I don't care. I only beg you to believe me once. I never had any intention of betraying you." Olivia Taylor's expression was subtle as she asked softly, "Ethan, are you desperately in love with me? Would you die without me?" I nodded. She once pulled me up to see the light when I fell into the abyss, and she once stayed with me to experience the world's ordinary warmth, snuggling in my arms to listen to my heartbeat, asking in a naively curious voice, Your heart is beating so fast. Is it beating for me? Her every manner is engraved on my heart, causing even the thought of embracing her flesh and blood to breed affection. I love her beyond doubt. Olivia Taylor smiled and sighed. Then I'll forgive you this once. Who could blame me when you're so pitiful? She agreed to go ahead with the wedding as planned. My phone dinged. Lucas Brown kept sending me messages. He sent multiple videos and countless photos together. At just one glance, my blood ran cold. In the videos and photos, my fiancée Olivia Taylor and Lucas Brown do all kinds of things together. A young man and a beautiful woman. What a match. They ride motorcycles and play esports together, stand high above the ground to challenge extreme sports, their faces showing the same wide smiles and excitement. There is one photo taken when they were sitting together on a Ferris wheel. Under the ambiguous dusk, she wrapped her arms around the boy's neck. The atmosphere was warm and innocent. Lucas Brown said, "Sorry, brother Ethan, I stole a little bit of your fiancé's time. You won't be mad, right?" Sister Olivia heard that I've never had anyone accompany me to an amusement park since I was little, felt sorry for me, and only played with me a little. I turned off my phone and stared blankly into space. I know Olivia Taylor loves song and dance parties. By nature, she longs for the sound of luxury. She's not interested in most of the games in the photos. But even when she's not interested, she's still willing to mess around with that boy. When it was my turn, I love fishing and tending flowers, and she said, "Fishing? Gardening? You're old. Your hobbies are so tacky. I'm not playing those with you." Her concessions went to someone else. I never received them. The doorbell rang. Olivia Taylor pushed the door open and came in. "Why won't you turn on the light?" She switched on the light, nuzzled into my arms affectionately, her warm breath fanning my neck. I turned my head and gagged. Olivia Taylor asked displeased, "What's wrong with you?" She lets her friends mock me in the group, plays with younger boys, and asks me what's wrong here. I showed her the photos and videos on my phone. "Do you need any explanations?" Olivia Taylor glanced over them, completely unconcerned. "That boy's as pitiful as you used to be. I just kept him company for a bit." As for me pulling a face, I clenched my fist, desperate enough to kill her lover. She raised an eyebrow at me. "Angry? What do you have to be angry about? You slept in the same bed as my sister. Did I ever insult you or hit you?" A trace of impatience crossed her face. "Behave yourself. Don't make me unhappy." I let go despondently. Right? I have no right to blame her. After all, it was me who betrayed her first. She was merely being intimate in posture with another boy, while I truly and unmistakably was caught in flagrante by her and her friends. I brought the dishes from the kitchen, and during the meal, I pretended not to care and asked her, "When you met with your friends before, they didn't seem to like me. I'm your boyfriend, and they hate me so much. Aren't you going to speak up for me? You're a grown man, so what if they say things? Saying a few words won't make you lose any flesh. Why do you get more and more petty as you get older?" She replied perfunctorily and looked down at her phone. My eyesight is good, and I saw her listening to a voice message from a stranger's profile picture. Unintentionally, she tapped the receiver to play it. "Livy, what's so great about that old man, Ethan? Can he stay up with you all night?" "He can't, right? I'm in good shape, I can. Be waiting for you at 8 tonight. Are you coming or not?" It was Lucas Brown's voice, lively and cheerful. The air fell into a moment of silence. Olivia Taylor turned off her phone and acted cute toward me. "What did you say just now? They insulted you? Wait until we're married. Once we're married, if they dare speak about you like that again, I'll cut them off." Saying that, she hurried back to her room. Soon she appeared wearing a camisole mini dress. Before I could say anything, she said, "I have something at the company tonight and won't be coming back. I'm working late. Don't leave a light on for me." Watching her walk away, I thought to myself, 8 o'clock, less than an hour to go. She didn't come back. I stayed up all night. Will everything be fine once we're married? A few days later, at the wedding venue, with a red rose pinned to my chest, I walked up the red carpet, awaiting my bride. The woman in a pure white wedding dress walking toward me was not Olivia Taylor, but her sister, Sophia Taylor. Whispers rose from the audience, countless eyes eager for the spectacle weaving spider silk around me from head to toe. A chill ran through me. "Why is it you? Where's your sister?" The light in Sophia Taylor's eyes shattered. "Does it have to be her? Am I not enough? I love you too. Are you kidding me? Of course not." I frantically looked around, but couldn't find anyone no matter how I searched. The wedding was by now ruined. I looked deranged, and people stood at a distance, watching and laughing. Only Sophia Taylor stepped up to me, her eyes filled with tears. She doesn't want you anymore. She handed you over to me. Don't you know? I shook my head and ground out, impossible. She promised me. I have to find her and ask her myself what. Even if she played you and abandoned you, you'd still go look for her? I nodded. Sophia Taylor laughed several times, her laughter bringing tears rolling down her cheeks. She said, then you can go. She's not here. I didn't look back and left the scene. When I found Olivia Taylor, she was having a runaway wedding party with her friends. I walked into the lively, bustling bar wearing a neat, perfectly tailored suit, drawing extra attention. Not long after I entered, a pair of hands dragged me into the restroom. It was Lucas Brown. He grabbed my collar, pressed me against the mirror, and mocked. Look at you, you coward. Isn't that pathetic? I didn't have time to chat with him. I wrenched free and walked away. His words, however, struck my heart like a heavy hammer. Didn't you know Olivia doesn't want to marry you? She went to great lengths to engineer you and Sophia getting together. Even brought a crowd to witness it. She thinks you're old and boring and wants to shove you onto someone else. Lucas Brown spoke venomously. What's wrong with knowing when to bow out and voluntarily breaking off the engagement? You insist on stubbornly clinging to Olivia. Since she couldn't shake you off, she had no choice but to swap grooms at the wedding. Do the sensible thing and go live your life with Sophia. Don't come bothering us. My fingers trembled, and I shook my head without meaning to. Impossible. How could she treat me like that? How could she? Don't believe me? Lucas Brown whispered like a demon. If you don't believe me, go ask her yourself. She's right here, poor thing. I left the bathroom and headed toward the party. Hey, Sister Olivia, your husband is here. What husband? He's clearly a brother-in-law. Olivia, you ran off from your wedding. We don't accept this brother-in-law. Olivia Taylor's friends laughed and joked. I pretended not to hear, staring fixedly at Olivia Taylor. My voice as I spoke was hoarse and dry. Olivia, tell me, what on earth is going on? She swirled her wine glass, her expression nonchalant. Just like you see, I don't want to marry you. You're a very uninteresting person. I'm bored of you. It just so happens my sister has a bit of interest in you. I think you two would be perfect together. When Olivia Taylor said this, she glanced at the withering red rose on my chest and snorted. I never expected you'd leave the bride to come find me. Don't you have any shame? The bar sound system was deafening. For a moment, I couldn't hear anything. Coming to my senses, my fingernails had cut into my palm. Never before had there been a moment when I felt like a joke. Not long after that, I died. I died in a maritime disaster. When I opened my eyes again, I heard the ceremonial music playing. A woman draped in a pure white veil walked toward me. She wasn't my fiancée, Olivia Taylor. She was her sister, Sophia Taylor. I had returned to the wedding scene. This time, I stepped forward, approached the other woman, and took her arm. Thanks for waiting. Let's continue. Ignoring the reactions from the guests below, I carried on the proceedings with Sophia Taylor as if nothing had happened. From start to finish, there was no commotion, no one asking where Olivia Taylor was. Everything was calm, as if the daughter I intended to marry was indeed the youngest of the Taylor family. The wedding proceeded smoothly, until the toasting segment. Sophia Taylor and I toasted Mr. Taylor. Though he looked surprised, he still smiled and patted my shoulder. Since you're married, both of you should live well together. The bride at my side looked at me, and I made a promise. I will not let her down in this lifetime. Who do you not want to disappoint? I suddenly looked up. Olivia Taylor pushed through the crowd and walked over with a cold face. She saw Sophia Taylor and me standing side by side, and her eyes reddened. You actually really got married. I walked up to her with Sophia Taylor and raised my glass in a toast. Sis, this drink is from us as a married couple to you. There was a loud boom. Olivia Taylor snatched the glass and hurled it to the floor. Today is your sister's wedding day. Don't make a scene. Mr. Taylor grabbed the wine glass and forcefully shoved it into her hand, snapping, Don't spill it this time. Hold on to it. I took a sip of wine. From the corner of my eye, Olivia Taylor looked sullen and downed the whole glass. After the wedding reception, I went to the parking lot, planning to drive home. I suddenly saw Sophia Taylor leaning against the car door. She asked, between you and Olivia, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep things the way they are with her, even after we get married? She came up to me and took the rose from my chest. From now on, for our marital home, are you going to give her a key? For our bed. Am I supposed to make room for her too? The more she spoke, the colder Sophia Taylor's eyes became. Finally, her finger twitched and she crushed the petals. If you dare, I'll castrate you. I laughed out loud. I hadn't noticed before. This girl is pretty amusing. When I made that promise to Mr. Taylor during the toast, I meant it. Having chosen to marry Sophia Taylor, I could never betray her in this lifetime. Not just because of legal and moral obligations, but because I couldn't bring myself to betray a girl whose eyes were full of me. No one knows. Sophia Taylor once risked her life for me. In my past life, I was deeply distressed, went to the seaside to clear my mind, and was accidentally swept away by the waves. Amid the endless surf, I was near death. In a daze, I saw Sophia Taylor struggling toward me. She desperately brought me back to shore, wave after wave extinguishing her life force, and she never let me go until she died. The last thing I was aware of was her holding me as we both fell into the abyss. The car lights flickered. Sophia Taylor squeezed into the passenger seat and tilted her head to ask, where to? The place Olivia and I used to live. Oh, the love nest you shared, she said with a half smile. I'm coming with you. I want to see what you two can do right under my nose. We arrived at the location soon. Lights were on upstairs. Someone was there. Catching the knowing look from Sophia Taylor at my side, I couldn't help but feel a bit nervous. Facing an ex while with your current partner. This kind of thing is just too melodramatic. I opened the door and hurriedly packed my things in the bedroom, doing my best to avoid running into Olivia Taylor. I turned to quickly and knocked something off the bedside table. It was a camellia-shaped ornament, a gift Olivia Taylor gave me on our first date. She knew I favored camellias, so she gave me a camellia that would never wither. But I forgot that while it wouldn't wilt, it would gather dust. I didn't hesitate to toss the ornament into the trash can. As I grabbed my suitcase and turned, Olivia Taylor was standing behind me. I remember you liked it. Why throw it away? She glanced over my luggage, frowning between her brows. You're planning to leave? Or what? I married your sister. What does living with you count as? I said, sarcasm in my tone. Olivia Taylor picked up the ornament and toyed with it idly. I was wrong about the marriage, but I had no choice. I had my reasons. You said you loved me terribly before. I thought you would understand. She narrowed her eyes. Looking at your attitude now, do you hate me? Dislike me? Do you really love me the way you said you did? An indescribable feeling of absurdity rose in my heart. What does she want me to understand? I don't need to know your difficulties, nor should I know them. I said, I am now your sister's husband and only a relative to you. Please watch your words. Whether she loved me or not, between her and me it became impossible the moment I resolved to marry someone else. I must be responsible for my wife. Before leaving, Olivia Taylor grabbed my sleeve, her eyes burning. She said each word deliberately. So what if we're married? Do you think our love is so shallow that a mere marriage certificate can separate us? I widened my eyes and sucked in a breath. Does she have no morals or sense of right and wrong? Who raised her? I said to her seriously, Olivia, I'm not like you. Who I marry is someone I intend to live a good life with. I can't keep entangling myself with you. It's disgusting and irresponsible. Olivia Taylor's eyes were red. She hissed, Then get out of here. Do you think I'm infatuated with an old man like you? After leaving, I drove back with Sophia Taylor. When we reached the traffic lights, I glanced at her profile. Where do you live? I'll take you back. She turned to look at me, asking with a puzzled expression, We're married. Shouldn't we be living together? Your home is my home. I'll go back with you. I coughed a few times. Yes, we're married, but we're not close. No. It's better if we live separately. This isn't appropriate. Oh, you don't want me to go back with you? She nodded, as if easily persuaded, pointing to a nearby clothing store and saying, Then accompany me to buy a few outfits. I don't have enough clothes. I got out of the car, and Sophia Taylor reached out to me. You'll be carrying things later. I'll keep your keys for you. The keys won't get lost, will they? Why hand them over to her? Although it felt odd, I didn't ask any more questions. She bought many clothes from head to toe, from outside to inside, fully equipped. On the way back, my arms were full of bags, while she, light and carefree, ran ahead to the car. After opening the trunk and putting the things away, I looked back and was completely stunned. Why are you in the driver's seat? Your place is in the passenger seat. I'll drive this time. She waved for me to sit tight. Let me show you my driving skills. The girl was excited. I didn't want to dampen her spirits. As the route grew more familiar, a few more turns, and we would be able to see my apartment. I didn't have time to be surprised at how she knew where I lived. I hurriedly warned her. Stop. This is my house. You went to the wrong place. Get yourself sent back. Sophia Taylor gripped the steering wheel tightly. No, I won't. I just won't. Why? As your wife, can I even go to your house? If it were Olivia, you'd probably be begging her to stay. She tilted her head, her smile dark. I know. Your house is filled with her things, and she's in your heart, so you don't want me to go back there with you. You're afraid I'll tarnish your love. If I marry you, you might still resentfully cling to thoughts of her. I understand all that. The tapping on the steering wheel was neither fast nor slow. Sophia Taylor raised an eyebrow at me. Today I have to go to your house and clear all her things out. I'm driving now. Do you dare try to grab the wheel? Can I grab the steering wheel? I wouldn't dare. So I had no choice but to let her swagger into my house and, acting as the lady of the house, throw the items Olivia Taylor had placed on my side out. I had never known that the usually sullen Sophia Taylor could have such a vivid side. It was a bit too lively. Sophia Taylor was like a cat that had become sentient, clingy, and always meowing. Ever since I added her as a friend, my phone notifications haven't stopped. As the company's general manager, I'm very busy. I don't have time to deal with her. A few months ago, the company fell into crisis and was nearly bankrupt. Mr. Johnson at home was hospitalized, tears in his eyes as he begged me. My life's work is in your hands. You have to save it. Otherwise, I won't die peacefully. That was the first time he placed his hopes on me, and not on his other son, Noah Johnson. I fought desperately to save the company, drinking with people, keeping them entertained, doing whatever was needed. Later, with nowhere left to turn, I went to beg Olivia Taylor. She said, come with me. I'll inject capital into you, USD. At first, my relationship with Olivia Taylor was exactly this sordid. A company that was won only by trampling my dignity and face on the ground. I can't afford to ignore it. Don't you have anything of your own to do? I messaged Sophia Taylor to tell her to quiet down. A few days later, I finished the work I had fallen behind on because of the wedding. I came back to the apartment and crashed in a bed, completely forgetting the other occupant of the place. I woke in the night with my stomach growling from hunger and was startled. A long-haired figure sat at the bedside, staring at me gloomily. In the middle of the night, what are you doing here? My heart pounded. I was frightened. I also want to ask you, have you been avoiding me these days? Why? She moved closer, her face pale in the moonlight, but her eyes were pitch black. I'm working, not avoiding you. You're overthinking. I said, no, you're lying. The internet says when a man says he's busy with work, he's actually deliberately avoiding a woman. Overthinking? I saw you with Olivia before. You seem to have plenty of free time. I'm truly innocent and want to explain, but she clamps her fingers over my mouth. Then she pushes me down. I heard men just like this kind of thing. Weren't you avoiding me? If I do it with you, you won't avoid it anymore, right? She leans over, and her grip is unexpectedly strong. Wait, listen to me. I shouted anxiously. You don't have to force yourself to appease me. I wasn't avoiding you. I was just busy with work. Her movements stalled, her expression blurred in the darkness. I tilted my head, my voice hoarse. I'm someone who puts work above all else. I'm destined to be unable to meet your and your partner's need to cling to each other. I know you are very resentful, but I can't change in the short term. I felt guilty toward her. We shouldn't have married. After all, we don't love each other, and that's unfair to her. I thought for a moment, if you meet a man who loves you and spoils you, we could get a divorce. You will be free. Sophia Taylor's face went completely dark the moment I spoke. That night, Sophia Taylor and I parted on bad terms. She blamed me for not taking her seriously, blamed me for being able to give her up at any time. I was helpless too. All that lovey-dovey stuff? I stopped believing in it the moment Olivia Taylor betrayed me. If my lovesick brain wanted a bone-deep, blood-deep romance with Sophia Taylor, I'd rather have one more collaboration. But I didn't expect that sometimes the more you try to hold on to something, the easier it is to lose it. The hospital called. Mr. Johnson has died. I sniffed, left my work, and went to look at him one last time. The body was covered with a white sheet. A pale hand had fallen. I hadn't had time to grieve before anger clouded my mind. The lawyer brought the will. According to the will left by Mr. Johnson, All his assets are bequeathed to his younger son Noah Johnson, including company shares and real estate. What did you say? I snatched the document. It stated that if the company goes bankrupt, I would inherit all the debts. If not, then all the assets would go to my younger brother Noah Johnson. I burst into a hysterical laugh. Mr. Johnson, you're really cruel. When he was gravely ill, he played the sympathy card with me, begging me to do whatever it took to save the company. I thought he had finally acknowledged my abilities and was giving me a chance. But it turns out from beginning to end, I was just a tool. That day, I went back with red eyes. I stormed into Noah Johnson's house. He was having a pool party with friends. The atmosphere was lively. When I arrived, I heard him raise his glass and laugh. What's the point of that old man working so hard? In the end, he does nothing but slave away for me. My dad told me the company will be mine from now on. He shouldn't get a single cent. He already knew Mr. Johnson's plan long ago, and yet he comfortably enjoyed the fruits of my labor. My eyes burned with anger as I swung a hard punch. People around hurriedly tried to stop me. Stop! Are you crazy? All of you, get out of my way. Don't touch me. I remember these people were Noah Johnson's cronies. No good. Several of them stopped me and mocked me a few times. Every last one of them. I kicked them all into the pool. Get down here. You fool who's been played around. Someone who had gone under surged to the surface, a cold, wet hand clamping my ankle. Before I could react, I was pulled down. I'm afraid of water. Ever since I drowned in seawater in my previous life, I've been terrified of water. Falling into the pool, water surrounded me from all sides, rushing into my mouth and nose, and I couldn't breathe. My limbs flailing, I struggled with all my strength to reach the surface. I heard Noah Johnson say, "Let him hit me. Don't let him come up. Hold him down." I gasped fresh air, then was pushed back underwater. They laughed on the shore, laughing at me like a drowned dog. Despair hollowed out my heart. I was about to black out. The sound of someone falling into the water. An arm firmly grabbed me, pulling me back to shore. It was Sophia Taylor. Pale-faced, hair wet, and looking like a water creature. Sophia Taylor saved me once again. As soon as we reached shore, Sophia Taylor draped her coat over me. She herself walked over to the group who had pulled me into the water. Noah Johnson's cronies were mostly good-for-nothings, and although Sophia Taylor was petite, she was quite skilled. Soon enough, there were people lying all over the ground. The victorious woman walked toward me, as if a halo of holy light surrounded her. I stared at her blankly, my heart crazily aflutter. She stumbled once and fell into my arms, weakly saying, "Ethan, my legs are giving out." The unspoken compliment turned into a laughable mix of tears and amusement. I held her with an unprecedented tenderness. "I'm holding you." On the way back, a car pulled up in front of us. The window rolled down. It was Olivia Taylor. She said, "I've heard about what happened to you. I can help. But there's one condition." She ordered, "Don't cut off contact with me." I lifted my eyelids and glanced at her. I'm not the one who exploded first. Sophia Taylor did. She slammed her hand against the car window, nearly hitting Olivia Taylor's face. "He's my husband. What are you trying to do?" Olivia Taylor didn't look at her. She looked only at me. "I agreed to give you the bride, but I never agreed to give him up. Even if you two get married, in my heart, he is still my boyfriend." I'm about to kneel to her. Some people are capable of constructing their own logic. It's impressive. "Miss Taylor, you should know I have a purity about feelings. I can't accept someone who's betrayed me, nor can I accept messy relationships. I despise Mr. Johnson's womanizing and do not want to become like that in the future. I could never possibly agree to her proposal." "Is that so?" Olivia Taylor closed the car window, leaving behind the words, "Ethan, you'll behave." Soon, I understood her threat. Logically, since I am marrying into the Taylor family, we should be helping each other. But when I want to talk with Mr. Taylor, he only made excuses. I'm old now. I don't meddle in these matters. I forced a smile. Sophia and I are a married couple. Me being well is good for the Taylor family. If Noah Johnson holds power, he can't have a greater effect on the Taylors than I do. Mr. Taylor still shook his head. "The company isn't under my control. Go ask someone else." Who else could that someone be? Who doesn't know that Olivia Taylor firmly established herself at the company years ago? Now who in the Taylor family dares disobey her? Mr. Taylor refused to help me. He must have been coerced by her. I stood up and left. At the stairwell, I bumped into someone. They steadied me. "Take it easy. Be careful not to fall." I looked up, and it was Olivia Taylor. I shrugged off her hand. Who are you pretending for? As I passed her, Olivia Taylor hugged me from behind, blushing as she said, You came here to get the Taylor family's help, didn't you? I'm here. Where do you think you're going? Of course. I told you, my help doesn't come for free. I wrenched my hand free from hers. Get lost. What does she think I am? A doll she can buy back by naming a price. I once swore never to betray myself again, but she, fully aware that I loathe people who look down on others, time and again tried to crush my dignity. I sought out many people, former collaborators, friends I had relationships with, calling, drinking, socializing. I put on a smiling face and made the request again and again. They skirted around it and wouldn't give a straight answer. After several times, I could hardly contain my anger, but knowing I had no standing to lose my temper, I had to swallow my pride and ask meekly, What do you mean by this? Business people all go through hard times. I consider myself to have treated you all as friends before. Now that I'm in trouble, is it so hard to give me a hand? When I regain control later, I'll repay you. It's not that we don't want to help you. It's that we can't. Our close partners look troubled. Didn't you marry into the Taylor family? How come they're still saying we aren't allowed to help you? I took a deep breath. Olivia Taylor is ruthless, but I refuse to accept it. I won't bow my head. A few days later at a networking dinner, I carried a glass and drifted toward my former circle. After only a few words, they quietly pushed me out. I lifted my glass and left helplessly. Isn't this Mr. Johnson? What are you doing hiding here alone? Lucas Brown ran over to mock me. Since Olivia Taylor and I had a falling out, for some reason, she hasn't been treating him well either. I heard that in 2 months' time, he'll be forced into an arranged marriage. I didn't look at him. I was tired and didn't want to argue. What high-mindedness are you putting on? I respectfully call you Mr. Johnson. And you actually think you're Mr. Johnson? Don't you know your company is gone? You worked yourself to death and became a complete joke. I said nothing. Clearly our situations were similar. I had fallen on hard times, yet he was very pleased with himself. Lucas Brown grabbed my hair and forced me to look up. A bottle of alcohol was held out in front of me. Bottles and bottles were laid out in front of me. He said with ill intent, This liquor is strong. After drinking it, your reactions get amusing. If you finish them all, maybe I'll beg my father to lend you a hand. I stared at the wine on the table, a dull pain in my stomach. Since the last time I drank with someone and ended up in the hospital, I haven't been drinking much. But now, my gaze was like a knife. What you say must count. He nodded. I cautiously took out my phone to record. Say it again. After recording, I took the bottle, opened the cap, and poured it into my mouth. I drank quickly and hurriedly. The excess liquor ran down my chin, and the drink burningly seared my stomach. It was painful, true, but having no rights and no money was even worse. Unbeknownst to me, people had gathered around. They pointed at me in shock and called me crazy. They heard about my bet with Lucas Brown and started egging me on again. Drunk, my head gradually grew unclear and my vision blurred. After I finished a bottle, a hand snatched the bottle from my hand. It seemed to be Olivia Taylor. She stamped her foot and said angrily, You insist on ruining yourself like this? Just bow your head to me. Why are you so stubborn, making trouble for yourself? I forced myself to focus my gaze. I am stubborn. I won't bow my head. What are you going to do to me? Oof, I'm going to keep drinking. I pushed her away and spoke harshly. Olivia, I'm telling you, even if I drink myself into ruin, even if I have to beg on the streets, I will never ask you for a single cent USD again. In my blurry vision, Olivia Taylor's gaze was very cold. She stood up to the side and watched me indifferently. Suit yourself. If you drink yourself under, it's not my problem. You won't succeed. I'll be here waiting for you to beg me. I smiled faintly. She was wrong. She doesn't know I have that kind of willpower. I've been stubborn since childhood. Once I set my mind on something, I give everything to achieve it. The keepsake my mother once left me was thrown into the little pond by Noah Johnson, and I could spend day and night wading in the water searching for it. Today was no different. By the time I finished drinking, I lost consciousness. All I knew was that I mechanically kept pushing it into my mouth. Another hand grabbed the bottle, and I reflexively struggled to get up. Don't touch me, let me drink. He pulled me into his arms, his voice choked. Don't drink anymore. Ethan, your body can't take it. I'm begging you. Let me take you to the hospital, okay? I'll find a way to help you. I'll take you away. I shook my head. No, I don't want to. I'm about to succeed. I won't allow myself to give up halfway. I blinked and, with difficulty, made out the person before me. It was Sophia Taylor. Give me the drink, give me. Sophia Taylor's hand gripping the bottle bulged with veins. You can't drink anymore. If you keep drinking, your stomach will be ruined. We'll think of other ways, think of other things. I'll take you to the hospital first. I was dizzy and couldn't understand what she was saying. I only understood her actions. She was stopping me from drinking. I said, "Don't stop me, please. I'm begging you." Her movements froze. She couldn't move. Before I lost all consciousness, I stared deeply into her eyes, overflowing with pain. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed. Sophia Taylor sat by the bedside, eyes closed and asleep. I moved slowly, fumbled for my phone, and sent a message to Lucas Brown. "Take back the winnings. You're awake." Sophia Taylor had woken up at some point. Her face was a mottled blue-black. "Your stomach is bleeding badly. You'll need a long time to recover." I was typing to Lucas Brown, and he reluctantly sent back, "Okay." Sophia Taylor snatched my phone. "What are you doing?" "Work stuff. With your body in this state, can you behave yourself?" Sophia Taylor spoke sharply, unusually severe. I obediently lowered my head. "I'm sorry for making you worry." One apology only made Sophia Taylor sink into despondency. "It's my fault. I was useless. I couldn't stop Olivia from going after you. I failed." "You're hungry, right? I'll make you something to eat." After she left, Olivia Taylor pushed the door open and walked in. "Isn't it better to be with me? Look at you. You lost me and have worn yourself out like this. I thought you knew very well. Having only Sophia isn't enough for you." She looked at my pale face with some concern. "Ethan, stop sulking. You promised me, and I'll help you take the company back right away. Unlike Sophia, she's useless and can only watch you suffer." I smiled until my stomach ached. "She may be useless, but she's still better than you. At least she wouldn't pawn me off on someone else." Olivia Taylor chuckled softly in my ear. "Keep insulting me, go on. I like it." When Sophia Taylor returned, she saw Olivia Taylor sitting closely against me. She rushed forward to strike someone. "Are you sure you want to make a move? You can see how miserable Ethan has been without me. Are you still going to be selfish and cling to him?" Sophia Taylor squinted. Olivia Taylor sighed. "I've already conceded to you, given you the bride role. You can't keep taking more and squeeze me out of my place." From several meters away, I could even hear Sophia Taylor grinding her teeth. "He's mine. Yours." Olivia Taylor's lips brushed against my hair. "Don't be so selfish. Ethan needs me. With me, he can have an easier life, right?" The two sisters were at it again. I watched the scene, and when Olivia Taylor was about to hit Sophia Taylor, I said one sentence. "Olivia, I will never accept you again. Give up on that thought." Olivia Taylor faltered for a moment, and Sophia Taylor struck the corner of her mouth. She touched her split lip and looked back at me. "Well done, Ethan. My body is weak. I need to be carefully nursed back to health." Olivia Taylor wanted to take me home and care for me personally. "What if I don't want that?" I asked her. There was a hard intent hidden in her eyes. "You don't want your company anymore? If you don't comply with me, I promise I will spare no effort to thwart everything you do. I will break your wings so you can never fly again." I had no choice but to agree. I agreed. Sophia Taylor did not. Her eyes were red as if about to bleed. "Olivia, I'll hold things down here for you. You must establish yourself at the company, become strong enough to stand up to her." With Olivia Taylor not around, I took the chance to speak to Sophia Taylor. She leaned against me, trying to press herself completely into my arms. The door opened at that moment. "All finished talking? The house is set up. Let's go back." Olivia Taylor shoved Sophia Taylor aside and helped me to my feet. Step by step, Sophia Taylor fell behind the two of us. Just before leaving, I turned my head and met her eyes brimming with fierce anger. "Remember to save me." My lips moved slightly as I shaped the words for her. We returned to our old love nest. She left most of the work to others and stayed home to take care of me. She worked out recipes by hand to make nutritious meals for me and consulted a Chinese medicine practitioner to prepare medicinal dishes. But I never appreciated it. I would take one bite and complain it tasted bad and made me nauseous. So she coaxed me and put even more thought into the kitchen. Olivia Taylor didn't avoid me when handling work. The study wasn't locked. I sneered quietly. Did she still think I hadn't changed? That I wouldn't do anything to hurt her even a little? Too bad. The moment she decided to make a move against me and block me, she became my enemy. I secretly leaked Olivia Taylor's decision to Sophia Taylor. Once again scheming to mess with Olivia Taylor. Olivia Taylor was frazzled by my demands, too distracted to work, repeatedly making mistakes in company matters. By contrast, Sophia Taylor seized the opportunity and rose up. Over time, Olivia Taylor realized something. That night, she prepared a table of dishes, turned off the lights, and lit candles. We haven't had a candlelit dinner in a long time. Stay and talk with me. By the flickering candlelight, Olivia Taylor began to talk about our past. My mind wandered, thinking of Sophia Taylor. Soon, a glass of juice was handed across. Olivia Taylor smiled and said, "If you can't drink alcohol, use this instead." She stared at me without looking away. I squinted, something felt off. I know her. Olivia Taylor smiles more appropriately the more nervous she is, and right now her smile is textbook perfect. There's something off about this glass of juice. I haven't had juice in a long time, and the agitation hidden beneath Olivia Taylor's calm exterior is becoming increasingly apparent. To ease her nerves, she starts picking at the food. I watched helplessly as she picked up a shrimp with her chopsticks. She's allergic to sea shrimp. The words to stop her were almost out of my mouth. I clapped a hand over it. I coldly watched Olivia Taylor eat the shrimp. Slowly, she clutched her throat with a pained expression, then suddenly thought of something and looked at me in shock. "How heartless of you. You knew I was allergic and didn't even warn me." Struggling, she knocked over a table full of dishes and fell to the floor, her look toward me filled with utter disappointment. Ridiculous. I picked up the juice and asked softly, "Heartless? You put something in the juice. I don't need to tell you what, do I?" I called an ambulance. Olivia Taylor had a severe allergic reaction. After treatment, she is out of danger. I had someone analyze the juice's contents. It was an aphrodisiac drug. I sat by the hospital bed, looking at her calm, pale face, feeling a sense of melancholy. When did things between us come to this? Someone knocked. Sophia Taylor. She glanced casually at the sleeping Olivia Taylor and then lost interest. "Did she do anything to you?" I was astonished by her attitude. As her older sister, Olivia Taylor wasn't bad to Sophia Taylor. When the fiancé said to let go, she let go. Even when she had a falling out with me, she never considered expelling Sophia Taylor from the company. "Do you think I'm heartless and cruel?" Sophia Taylor read my eyes and smiled with full malice. "Who cares about her little kindness? I just don't like her. I just dislike her. No matter how much she does, don't think it'll move me." She leaned close to me. "Ethan, are you afraid of me? People say I'm heartless and can't be tamed. What about you? You're not that kind of person, I know." I ruffle her hair. My eyes aren't blind. I can see how good you are to me. She has always loved me, protected me, and cared about me very well. You don't need to pay too much attention to what others say about you. Sophia Taylor sighed deeply and shifted her head to rest on my shoulder. She told me about the grudge between her and Olivia Taylor. My mother died in the sea. She died saving Olivia. At the mention of this, her expression went blank. We are a blended family. When we joined the Taylor household back then, Olivia really disliked my mom and me, wishing we would leave right away. On one sea outing, Mr. Taylor had to leave early and told Mom to take us. Olivia pretended to drown, intending afterward to complain to Mr. Taylor that Mom hadn't taken care of her, so they would get a divorce. I took a breath. It wasn't hard to guess that Sophia Taylor's mother had probably lost her life trying to save Olivia Taylor. Sophia Taylor trembled slightly. Since then, I've been afraid of water. Are you afraid of water? She risked her life to save me twice. If she was afraid of water, then why did she save me? Sophia Taylor had once again guessed what I was thinking. I like you. Do you remember in your second year of high school, you liked sitting in the pavilion by the lake to draw? I was not far from you, sitting by the lake daydreaming. At that time, my depression was severe. With Mom gone, there was no one left in the world who could hold me back. I would stare at the surface of the lake every day, wanting to sink into the water to feel what Mom felt before she left. Later, once I actually tried it. You came down, dragged me up, and gave me a fierce scolding. I remembered, in second year of high school, I was obsessed with drawing, and I really often saw a shadow sitting by the lake. She was thin and small, alone and lonely, and looking at her made people feel painfully sorry. After I saved her, I scolded her for 2 hours. She got ashore and said nothing. I even regretted scolding her afterward. Sophia Taylor's soft hair brushed against my neck. At that time, seeing you look fierce toward me, like my mother, made me feel very warm. Afterwards, I kept paying attention to you, and somehow I grew to like you. She said, Ethan, you gave me a new life. I called Mr. Taylor and told him to take care of his daughter. As I was leaving, my sleeve was tugged. I turned and met Olivia Taylor's clear, awake eyes. You heard all of that? I asked her. I heard. I'm going ahead. Take good care of yourself. I stood up, and her weak voice came to my ears. I once treated you as a tool for atonement. That was my mistake. I realized I can compensate Sophia with anything, except you. I am unwilling to. Can you forgive me this time? I smiled and kept walking without pausing. I never stay for those who have hurt me. Goodbye. After that, I worked bit by bit to take back what belonged to me. Noah Johnson was, after all, a playboy. Without connections, even with money, USD, and power in hand, he couldn't use them properly. Before long, I exposed multiple of his mistakes and extinguished his arrogance. He grabbed my thigh and cried, begging me not to kill him off, so I kicked him over and had security throw him out. The phone rang. Done with work. Sophia Taylor snapped. Don't say you're working overtime anymore. Overtime, your body isn't made of iron. I smiled. That's right. Life needs a balance of work and rest. I should relax too. Otherwise, if I stay busy until the end, who knows who I'll have made a wedding dress for. A month from now, Sophia Taylor and I plan to hold another wedding. A wedding that's ours. A few minutes after the wedding announcement went out, Olivia Taylor called. Are you really going to be with her? After a long silence, she spoke. I never imagined I'd be unqualified to take part in your future life. The thought of you being with someone else is something I can't accept. Then take your time getting used to it. I'm going to help my wife pick out an engagement ring. I decisively hung up the phone, inevitably feeling a pang of emotion. But that fleeting feeling vanished when I saw Sophia Taylor approaching in a wedding dress, smiling. The past should stay in the past. The one I love is waiting for me.